Okay, for Mark's question, which starts off with somebody saying help, which is funny. Okay, your question, very interesting because this is all exactly what's in the course, right? Identification, fragments, so on. So you have explained the process of events and identification. Your question is a Western question in the sense that Westerners always expect or want or are used to saying, if you put the key in the lock and you turn it to the right, it'll open the lock. If you turn it to the left, it'll close the lock. There, simple. Here's the key, there's the lock, go. Open the door or close it. But the mind is not a machine of that kind. It's not that kind of machine. The mind is an abstract machine. It's a machine that doesn't have consistent mechanical structure. So in the analogy of a lock, I give you the key and I say turn it right to open, turn it left to close. I give the key to someone else and I say turn it left to open, turn it right to close. Same key, same lock, same door. But to everybody it goes a different way. It works a different way. And then they have to treat it a different way to open the door. And this is the hardest part for people to understand, is that the work I'm teaching you and achieving the results, becoming free, is abstract, is different than the way you function. So in order to get your answer, you have to think in a different way, which is the like pondering and thinking. All right? You have to think in a different way. So when you're saying, I mean, it's almost as me being an alien from another planet, and I listen to your question, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say, but you just answered it. What are you asking? You've given an answer, not a question. You said, when I react because when I was younger, someone folds their hands and then that means they're closed down and that makes me close down. How do I deal with it? I was, well, you've given the answer right there in the question, which is, you know that you are merely responding to something you've experienced when you are younger, and it is not valid now, necessarily. First. Second, maybe it is valid now, but who cares? They're not hitting you with a stick. He doesn't have a gun folded in his arms where he's going to pull it out and shoot you. It's harmless. It's all in your imagination. That event is like watching a horror movie and getting scared, or watching a 3D movie and the rock comes in your face and you jump. You're just watching a movie. Your life is just a movie. It's just a fictional event. That's a problem with humans. You think it's all real. It's not real. None of this is real in the sense of permanency. It's all just a fictional event, and you're responding to it like any other movie. When you understand that, then you can attain a lot more freedom from your automatic reactions because you believe it is real. So how is this like a movie and a fictional event? Is that someone closes their arms and you have an emotional reaction as if they're going to hit you. It's like my dog. We got my dog when she was 2 years old because the owners became allergic to her. And we didn't know anything about her past. But if, you know how sometimes you want to put on your shoe so you're standing up, you don't have a chair, or even if you're sitting down on a chair, you put on your shoe and then you pick up your legs so you can tie your shoe. If you pick up your leg, boy, she would scream and yell and run off in a corner. If you picked up a newspaper, she would scream and yell and cry and whimper and run off in a corner. Obvious, right? What happened? So you're no different. You're just a stupid dog responding. You know, Pavlov's dogs. Sorry, I mean, nothing personal, right, Mark? It's for everybody. You're humans. You're just animals. You've got to accept you're nothing more than a dumb animal that has been beaten and now sees the stick and starts to cry and expects to get beaten again. So the beating that you're taking now is entirely in your own mind and your imagination. The reason you continue to react the same way automatically is because you're not taking responsibility for your mind and your thoughts. You are letting someone else control your mind by doing something that you're identifying and you're responding to by their movements. So isn't that great? I don't have to use any bullets to kill anyone to get them to do what I want. I just have to point a gun. For all you know, the gun's empty. For all you know, it's a plastic gun. In fact, the bank robbery that I stopped in Montreal, the robber came in with a toy gun. And he went to the guard who had a real gun, took the guard's gun, and then used that in the robbery. And that's the one he tried to shoot me with. And luckily he missed, even though it was a real gun. So, you see, you can get away with bank robbery with a plastic gun. So it's the same thing. Can you see that the person folding their arms is just folding their arms? They're closed. So what? It's not going to hurt you. Okay, so this is what you have to work on. And so you first have to accept the responsibility that you have imagined everything. You have imagined this fictional movie to be a real event. Ultimately, nothing matters. In the end, you die and you leave everything behind. Ultimately, nothing matters. So don't worry so much about things and accept the responsibility that it's all in your imagination and that you're imagining what's going to happen. So that is the answer. When you grow up, sorry, again, nothing personal, Mark. I feel this way about all humans. When you grow up and you accept the responsibility that you are living in a fictional movie and you are writing the script and that you have the power to rewrite the script and that you have the power to see things objectively as they are rather than as your imagination sees it, you'll be free. Okay, so this is what my work is about. Do the exercises and give yourself a year of persistently, consistently doing the exercises, whichever ones are appropriate, in the case of your question, to things about fragmentation, identification, and events. And in a year, maybe you'll start to see some results, but don't expect it quickly. That's very important to know. Okay, so you're willing to go for a year without results, but persistently and consistently doing the exercises. Then you might see something. Then you'll have the energy to continue on because you'll at that point see results. Okay, I hope that's good, but of course you can ask again and again.